Welcome back to the deep dive. So, today we're heading back into St. Haven.
Yes, and we're looking at something pretty interesting from episode 10, The Silence Breaker.
Right, it's this situation where Gideon, he presents some, well, potentially explosive findings.
Findings you'd expect to cause a stir, definitely.
Exactly. But instead of arguments or even questions, he just gets silence, avoidance.
And that's our focus today, really. What does that mean when important stuff is put out there and the reaction is just nothing?
Strange dynamic. So, Gideon's findings. Let's recap. He finds out this building involved, it's owned by Cross Holdings.
Which sounds significant in the context of St. Haven, right?
For sure. Then there were these inconsistencies in the official cause of death. Always a red flag.
Always makes you pause, yeah.
And on top of that, files that are redacted, some even missing altogether. I mean, you'd think that combination would light a fire under someone, you know?
Absolutely. You'd expect denials, anger, something. But the source material, it describes this cold and unwelcoming silence.
Cold and unwelcoming. That's telling.
It really is. It's not like they're fighting the information. It's more like they're refusing to even let it be relevant, suffocating it.
And it wasn't just, like, official people shutting him down. He went and talked to regular townspeople.
Yeah, who did he speak to again? A librarian?
A librarian, yeah, a shop owner, and even Joe's cousin. Ordinary folks.
And the reaction? Was it different there?
Eerily similar, actually.
Yeah.
Lots of deflection. Things like, oh, that boy was troubled.
Downplaying it, making it about the victim, not the circumstances.
Exactly. Or just outright avoidance, like, why go digging if he's already dead? That kind of sentiment.
So they hear the information, maybe nod, but then just move on, collectively decide it's not worth pursuing. It's like the whole town just put its fingers in its ears almost. It's acknowledged, then just ignored.
That pattern is what's so striking, isn't it? It's not one or two people being apathetic. It feels like a community-wide thing.
A consensus of silence. Yeah, like everyone heard a loud bang outside, glanced at each other, and just pretended it didn't happen.
And then there's Joe. The source mentions she gets quieter and quieter as Gideon keeps pushing.
That's interesting, too. It's not outright opposition from her, right? More of a pulling away.
Exactly. A distancing. It feels less like he's battling a specific person or group and more like he's up against this atmosphere.
An unspoken agreement in St. Haven. Don't rock the boat. Don't look too closely.
This kind of denial, this communal looking away. What's behind that, do you think?
Well, the source doesn't explicitly say, but you could speculate, couldn't you? Maybe it's fear. Fear of what they might find out about the town, about their neighbors.
Or even about themselves.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just a deep desire for, well, peace and quiet, even if it's built on ignoring something uncomfortable. What does a community value more, comfort or truth?
Which brings us to this really potent idea that the episode raises.
Yeah.
It asks, essentially, what's scarier than being silenced?
And the answer it suggests is?
Being heard, fully heard, and then just met with absolute indifference, nothing.
It really flips the script, doesn't it? We usually think of silencing as the ultimate suppression, but being utterly disregarded.
Yeah, having your piece heard and then just dismissed without argument. There's a particular kind of sting to that. It feels almost more profound.
Exactly. It suggests maybe the best way to bury something isn't to fight it, but just to starve it of attention. Let it wither in the silence.
So the core of this episode, it isn't really about solving the case Gideon's looking into.
No, not primarily. It's about this reaction, or the lack of it, this collective shrug in the face of potentially disturbing information.
The episode kind of leaves us hanging with this question, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If truth falls and no one turns around, was it ever heard?
That's a heavy one. Does truth need acknowledgement to have power? If everyone ignores it, does it still matter?
It makes you think about the nature of truth itself, its impact.
It really does. And it's a great lead-in, actually, to where we're going next time in St. Haven. We'll be looking into a town tradition.
Ooh, something that seems innocent on the
It
surface.
seems that way. But, like a lot of things in St. Haven, there might be some hidden depths, some unspoken truth tucked away in plain sight.
Sounds intriguing. That's what we're tuning in for. If you want to keep exploring these kinds of hidden corners and unspoken stories with us, do make sure you subscribe.
Yeah, we'd love to have you along.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.